I don't know why I'm having trouble with this today. Maybe I'm not supposed to go live, but it's going to be brief. We're not going to be doing this for long. Um, as the discussion says, as the description says, let's begin at the beginning. It's a good place. I believe that is from um, Alice in Wonderland. Let's double check that. Hey, African Jojo and Susanna. Hello, guys. Appreciate you all being here. Give me a second. Yep, it's from Alice in Wonderland. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's begin at the beginning. So we will. And the beginning here for me is A Course in Miracles. This is not a path for everyone. However, what I ask for people is if you think it might be the path for you, absolutely awesome. Explore with an open mind to leave concepts that say otherwise at the door. And if you want, pick up the concepts again when you leave. Hey, Big Al. Big Al says howdy. So when you enter, leave everything behind. Every little bit of the conceptual baggage, leave it at the door. Feel free to pick it up again on the way out. That way, we don't spend the conversation um, addressing every single aspect that we have that says otherwise. Because guess what? If we believe otherwise, that's what we experience. If we are living within the otherwise, that's what we have. And that's fine for those who want to continue. I think most of us have gotten to a point where we say things have to be better, that there has to be a better way, that, hey, too quiet. Like the chair, thank you. I appreciate that. That there has to be a better way, right? Let's see. Actually, I thought I was at the I thought I was on the members only. I'm making all kinds of mistakes today. So we're going to talk very, very briefly. We're going to begin at the beginning, as it says in Alice in Wonderland, with the introduction and then with lesson one, and then I'm going to let it hang. Um, introduction of A Course in Miracles says, this is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It only means that you can elect what you want to take at any given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That's the entire message of my channel. It's the entire message of my life. Herein lies the peace of God. The reason why, because I have, at this point in my life, exhausted every single other way. All of them. And I have been left no happier, no more peaceful, no more kind, no more loving at the end of every single one of those paths. The path of materialism, the path of separation, the path of the life that the times, the circumstances have dictated towards me. I got to a point exhausted, and I knew there had to be a better way. Hey, Maddie, lunch break. Like Mr. Yogi, I appreciate that. I'm only going to be talking for about 10 minutes. I got a workout to do. But again, I wanted to begin at the beginning. So I got to that point of complete surrender. However, it took me a while. And even studying A Course in Miracles for 30 years, even meditating for close to 40 years, even practicing yoga every single day of my life, I still found myself fumbling. Not because the path wasn't true for me, but because, hey, Kat, but because I wasn't fully at the point where I was able to let go of all of my conceptions. I wanted the Course and I wanted my ego. I wanted the Course, I wanted love, and I wanted my concepts of love. And I wanted it to all fit together into one seamlessness that was impossible for it to have. You cannot have the Course and the ego too, because the Course asks you one thing: look past the ego. Don't fight it, don't try to eliminate it, but don't humor it either. Don't say, I want this and I want this. I want the ego and all my egoic beliefs, and I want unconditional love. Because guess what? Unconditional love can't know conditions. If it did, it would make them real. If they were real, it wouldn't be unconditional. If you want true unconditional love in your life, you have to commit yourself to that non-dualistic principle of not one, not two, just love without condition. As soon as we even say, um, you know, complete oneness, it implies that there's something saying that there is complete oneness. Hey, Skeeter, and there isn't. That's why, Advaita, non-dualism, is translated as not two. So nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. What can be threatened? We like to talk about our relationships, loving relationships. Well, this is real love until it isn't. And we've all been there. We've all been in a relationship where we said, this is it. This is love. This is the way it's supposed to be. And then something happens. We mess up and they can't forgive us. They mess up and we can't forgive them. We turn angry, we turn bitter. We have ex-spouses that we make an enemy. But what happened to the love that existed before? What happened? Did it change? If it changed, could it have ever been unconditional love? Unconditional means unconditional. This is an uncompromising path. If you want to make compromises, then you need to find a path that compromises. And there's plenty of them. This isn't one of them. The Course is very upfront when it says that this particular curriculum, this particular teaching, this particular classroom is not for everyone. Maybe you are a Taoist, maybe you're a Buddhist, maybe you are a Wiccan. All of those are valuable. And all of those are worth exploring if you're called to that. If you're called to the Course of Miracles, you know it. And even when you know it, you're going to fight against it. And that brings me up to, give me 1 second. We're going to cover this and then I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to start my workout, finish my tea. Let's take a sip of tea. Sorry I haven't said hi to everyone. Because I want to put this out there real quick and then I'm going to vanish. So the course workbook says in the introduction, a theoretical foundation such as the text provides is necessary as a framework to make the exercises in this workbook meaningful. Mainly what I talk about is theoretical foundation, but the workbook asks you to meet the course exactly where you are and to throw out the theoretical, to throw out the conceptions and go for the actuality of experience. And that sucks because it hurts. Because you're letting go of the familiar. You are stepping into dangerous waters here. You are asked to see through the ego from the very beginning. And here it is. As I said in Alice in Wonderland, let's begin at the beginning. Lesson 1, nothing I see in this room or on this street or from this window in this place means anything. Nothing. Here's the exercise. Slowly look around you and practice applying this idea very specifically to whatever you see. No exceptions. This bottle, this teacup, which came from Iraq, by the way, from Milka when she was there. Chakra beads, a notebook that has 2 years worth of jotting. None of it means anything. Of course, says this table does not mean anything, this chair does not mean anything, this hand does not mean anything, this foot does not mean anything, this pen, if I had a pen, does not mean anything. Then look further away from your immediate area and apply the idea to a wider range. The door doesn't mean anything. That body doesn't mean anything. That lamp doesn't mean anything. That sign doesn't mean anything. That shadow, that car, that person, that house, that neighborhood doesn't mean anything. Notice that these statements are not arranged in any order and make no allowance for differences, no exceptions in the kind of things that are applied. That is the purpose of the exercise. The statement should merely be applied to anything you see, anything. As you practice the idea for the day, use it totally indiscriminately. I'm surprised that came out so well. It's usually a word that I get hung up on. Do not attempt. She's very private, and it was an accident that I meant to leave a message saying I couldn't reply right now. So I didn't want her to speak and find out that she was being broadcasted. Wouldn't be right. So where was I? You see, now I can't say it. Do not attempt to apply it to everything you see, for these exercises should not be ritualistic. Hey, Eve. Eve has renewed a membership of 3 months. Thank you so much, my friend. Only be sure that nothing you see is specifically excluded. One thing is like another as far as the application of this idea is concerned. Do that twice a day. Look around and remind yourself that nothing I see in this room or out the door or out this window or where I am means anything. Eventually we'll come to the point where you're saying that with your thoughts. None of these thoughts mean anything. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's a reason for this. We assign all the meaning, everything, including our thoughts. We assign all the meaning that it has for us. All of it. We are supplying the meaning to all of our perceptions. And it's all a perception. And every single one of our perception is based upon a projection. Every projection is based on fear. And all of its many guises. Fear is expressed as cynicism, sarcasm, as hate, as name something. It's all a projection. Guilt, grievances, resentments, judgments. It's all based upon fear. However, the Course, and we're talking about A Course in Miracles, nothing else. The Course says nothing real can be threatened. Nothing real exists. Does fear threaten your beliefs? Does fear threaten your faith? Does fear threaten your concept of love? If that is the case, if it can be threatened in any way, if you are defensive in any way, means that it's an illusion. If it's an illusion, it's not love. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Always return to that. Hold steadfast to that. Here's the reason why I hold steadfast to that. Nothing else in my life has ever worked for me. Zero. I have burned through relationships. I have burned through material possessions. I have burned through aspects of personality. I have burnt out. Until I got to the point where I said there has to be a better way. And the thing is, I had been practicing A Course in Miracles. I knew there was a better way. But I was unable to let go of my concepts. I was unable to let go of my belief that, yes, I am a personality, that, yes, I am an ego, that, yes, I am this. The Course is uncompromising in its insistence of non-duality. There's only one thing, appearing as many. One thing, appearing as many. Don't confuse the appearances for the foundation. All right, it's time for me to work out. Sorry I was not active in the chat. Believe it or not, this was supposed to be a tea and conversation with the members. And every time I tried to go live, I messed up one way or the other. I don't know why. Because maybe I was meant to talk to more people. Let me jump in the chat very quickly. Welcome everyone. Sorry I'm not specific. This was lesson 1, by the way. Again, we began at the beginning, and I think the next one is going to be members only when I talk about this. However, I don't mind talking about it. It is the basis of every conversation that I have with everyone. Here's another thing that we get from the course, is everyone is coming to you either asking for help or healing, or they're extending love. No exceptions. Peanut says, Street Quiet sent me here. Oh, nice. Welcome, Peanut. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. What a wonderful way of cruising through life. You mean you're not attacking me? You're asking for love? That you're not criticizing me? You're asking for healing? How do you respond to someone who says, I need help? How do you respond for someone that says, can you help me heal? You can see them as someone separate and opposite from you, or you can see them as a brother, as a sister, as an aspect of the wholeness that is appearing here to give you the opportunity to extend love. I choose love because only love is real. I hear static. I think it's my hair. Or maybe it's me. I might be producing white noise for your relaxation. That's extra, guys. It's an ASMR. Everything you hear me say is literally white noise. All right. I gotta go. Today is Triathlon Kettlebell Training Day. Triathlon Kettlebell Training is, there are 3 modalities in the sport. You have what's called the biathlon. It could be my desktop. But again, it could be me. So yeah, in kettlebell sport, you have, sorry, I got lost in my own white noise. You have jerks, snatches, and you have kettlebell clean and jerk. The kettlebell triathlon is when you combine all of those into one event. And I've been training for that in different versions. Have you tried binaural beats? I have, but not with headphones or anything. But I do it. Have you ever done the butterfly hug? Butterfly hug is crossing your arms in front of you, and you can do it farther down or up. Very calming. You can combine that. You can do it at any speed. And if you're anxious, you might start faster. And then as you breathe and relax, you might go slower. But then you can combine it with the hand skating. And then do some breath work. And you're good to go. All right. Peanut says, I appreciate it. Hey, Peanut, I'll be live again this afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And we'll have longer, and I'll be more interactive in the chat. I apologize, guys, that I wasn't. But I needed to... I needed to present this. I needed to begin at the beginning and let people know what I'm talking about is not what you think we're talking about. I'm talking exclusively yogic psychology and A Course in Miracles psychology. That's it. I'm talking about love and its many, many, many expressions. Guys, I'll see everyone later.